Hello, everybody. Good morning. My name is Lisa Dublin, and our topic this morning begins with speaking is a conversation, not a performance. And I'm hoping to go a bit deeper than I did in my article yesterday on LinkedIn, on Facebook, I think it was as well. I'm talking about why that might be so, and hopefully to encourage a couple people if you have a speaking engagement today or are you preparing for one to put your mindset in the right place that you would be able to approach this speaking topic with the ease and the comfort level that will allow you to just simply have a conversation and bring out those points in a way that is natural, authentic, and therefore powerful. Let's get started. Where are you watching me from? Do let me know. As I said, my name is Lisa Dublin, and I am the founder of a program called Speak with Confidence. It has been around since 2021. We actually started in the pandemic. I started virtually. And now Speak with Confidence is virtually a movement. And it's also in person. So we're about to enter the 10th virtual cohort in February. That same month, we'll also be entering the second cohort of the in person like grouping here in Edmonton, Alberta, where I am. You guys, before I get started, can I tell you something? Like, guess what the weather is like right now? It is minus 27 degrees, okay? It is minus 27 degrees. I have something to show you. Like, in that kind of weather, when I first came to Canada, I landed in Edmonton. I wasn't one person who maybe moved from Toronto or whatever. My family has been here since 1975. So that's exactly where I came to with my family, I think in 2013 or so. And then I realized something, and I always use it as a metaphor for when things get tough. You have to get tougher, right? In this kind of weather, okay, minus 27 today, this is how you look, okay? There's a way that you approach life when there's this kind of weather, right? So this is for the minus 27, minus 30, thereabout. Okay, this is the what you need for that. Sometimes when life gets tough, you have to get tougher. You have to put on more stuff. The hair goes stuff in my hair right now. You have to, get the tools that will accommodate you where you are. Do you find that? So this is for me. Like when it gets to this minus 27 weather, yeah, I pull out not just a nice little toque, like heavy duty kind of, outerwear. I learned that here for sure, but it's all good. But let's go to our topic for today. I was thinking about it and I was so happy for the comments that I got yesterday, which is perhaps why I've said, like, you know what? I need to start going back live, talking about things, meeting the people where they are, that kind of thing. So here's the thing. How is it I can say that speaking is a conversation? It's not a performance. In a sense, let me say that first. In a sense, it is performance because, like, I have to know that I'm not just sitting in my living room speaking to you. I have to have that sense of, you know what? I've got to I've got to come up to the level that is expected of me. That should not put any pressure on you. It should actually say to you, bring it on, right? That's it from Cool Runnings. Exactly, Greg. That's exactly what it is for sure. So there is that sense in which it is performance in a sense, as in I'm not just laying back in my living room, just like speaking to you and not even trying to put my best, my best effort for you. You've got to, in that sense, perform, be your best. But when you think about it that way, it should not bring any nervousness. When I say speaking is a conversation and not a performance, what I'm really talking about is not trying to be perfect, not trying to make everything just seem what it's not trying to take away from the naturalness and your authenticity to become something that you're not because you think that You are on stage, people are looking at you, and you are that far removed from your audience. It is in that respect that I say respectfully that speaking is not a performance, it is a conversation. Let me prove that to you. What happens when you know you have to perform? You get what? You get performance anxiety. If I'm looking at my speaking engagement, even now going live, am I in performance mode or am I in conversation mode? Some of my friends say to me, I'm not even sure how you can do it. Here you are in your basement by yourself, speaking as if there are just people all around you, just having a conversation. It's because it's where my mindset is. Maybe a little woo as well. Right? Like I could do bad all by myself. Okay. I really could, but that's what it is. It's the fact that you understand I am a human being reaching out to other human beings. They might see this now or they might see it later. Doesn't matter. I am conversing with them some which what way. The feedback that I will get might be immediate. Like for example, Greg just said, he said to me earlier when I put on the hat, like that scene from Cool Runnings with the hat, right, and the flaps, right? Okay, so I might get that immediate reaction, but I also know, understanding how things work, that because it's a non-linear, it's an asymmetric, like an asynchronous kind of environment, that people will watch this later. They might chuckle at the point when they look at the video, or they might reach out to me, that kind of thing. So in my head, I'm speaking to people. I'm not on stage. I am having a conversation. And, I've been teaching public speaking for a number of years. And, now I can say I have lived more than half my life as a speaker, more than 25 years as a speaker. And here's the thing, I can definitely say that I've been doing it like this. But a couple years ago, when I really started taking it seriously, I'm doing the research, I'm in classes being coached and training to be the best public speaker and the best trainer of public speakers that I can be. And I came across this quote from a master communications coach. His name is Richard Green, and he coached people like what's her name, Princess Diana, and so on. Like, I mean, yeah, he's there, right? He's legendary in our field. And here's what he said. He said, you know what? Public speaking is not a performance. You must be able to think about it as a conversation between you and the audience about something you are passionate about that can be of benefit to them. Of course, I went and I transcribed it and I learned it off because it was so impactful. Public speaking is not a performance, it is a conversation between the speaker and the audience about something that the speaker is passionate about that can be of benefit to the audience. Why is this so important? Number one, it takes the pressure off of you. If you just went down the road and you were just having a conversation with your friends, do you really believe you would have performance anxiety? Like, to tell somebody something that you're passionate about, somebody who you know or you think you know, like, would you have performance anxiety? Oh my goodness, I hope I say it right. No, you would be more interested. And that is why I also like that definition, because it speaks to the reasons that you speak publicly, you guys. We speak publicly. The traditional reasons are the following: to inform, to persuade, to motivate, or to entertain. And every public speaker practitioner will tell you that. In my program, Speak with Confidence, I have added on a fifth reason, and that is to be known. Sometimes you just speak to be known, and I'll tell you a little bit about that. But let me finish with the definition, and then I'll come to why I added on to be known. So when you think about it, I'm telling you something either to inform you, to persuade you, to entertain you, or to motivate you. That speaks to mission. When I am on mission, I am not nervous. I teach a concept in Speak with Confidence called the thirsty person. What is that? I could have said the hungry person, but that was sounding a little too hungry. So thirsty sounds like I need this, I want this, without sounding tragic. Okay. The concept of the thirsty person is that know that in any audience, when you speak, there is somebody who needs and wants to hear what you have to say. That is your thirsty person. There might be the scoffers, there might be the naysayers, there might be the people who don't care anything about what you have to say in that audience. If you focus on those people, that is the kind of energy that you are going to show up in: defensive, cold, pardon me, closed. But if I understand when I speak, there is somebody in that audience, I must show up for them. That person, like for example, this morning, I trust that there is somebody who, in a couple hours, has a presentation, okay? And they're hearing this right now. That is my thirsty person. I have to show up with conviction, with energy, with positivity to give that information that, hey, there's somebody who needs to hear what you have to say because there is somebody who needs to hear that from me this morning. So when you understand that you are on mission when you speak, whatever it is, to inform, to persuade, to entertain, to motivate, or to be known, then you get into a different mode. You are not self conscious as much anymore. Now, that being said, it's not the only way that you overcome the nerves. You've got to practice. You've got to go through the process. I always say, tell me if it makes sense, right? I always say that you can't get to the sunset before the sunrise. So, a lot of this speaking thing is practice and experience. I've been doing this for more than 25 years. When I first started, I started like everybody else, sweaty under the armpits, trembling in front of an audience, not knowing what to do. Now it's nothing for me to just run upstairs, put on makeup, come, get on the mic, go live, talk to people, get on stage, talk to people. Because I've been doing it a long time. I've had a lot of practice. I've had a lot of success. I've had a lot of evaluation as well. So all of these things come into that definition from Richard Green that make me really take to and subscribe to that definition, that when you public speak, it's not a performance. Speak to the people, let them see you. So I want to tell you about how I came up with the fifth reason that people public speak, which is to be known. So I'm also a public speaking coach, particularly to, high profile people, executives, CEOs, elite athletes, that kind of thing. So some of my clients are literally celebrities. And I was doing this, I have got this program, All the World's a Stage, that takes them one on one through how they're supposed. So if you know anybody who's looking for that, who needs that kind of coaching, high level coaching, very confidential, very like, you know, put you in front of the people in a way that you're happy for. um, hold on, let me see what Mr. Greg is saying here. He says, I have to deal with, I like to listen to voices in my head and go to places where I clear out the noise and lock into the conversation. Are there people in those conversations in your head, Greg? I wonder. Or is it just you and your audience, or just you alone in a vacuum? I wonder about that, because I could see myself like, thinking that I'm on a boat in Banff on Lake Louise or something of the sort, just silence. You could speak from that place as well. Sometimes I'm there if I'm performing poetry. I'm in that very quiet and like silent place. Yeah. Hi, Tyrone. How are you? Good greetings to you as well. Right. So, okay, that was Greg's comment right here. Thank you guys for commenting on all of these things this morning. Okay, back to the story before I forget. And we're listening for Greg's response as well. So, I was coaching one of these very high profile clients, and presenting my traditional four ways that people speak, trying to like get information, train, coach, that kind of thing. And then she said to me, but I don't speak for any of those things. I don't need to inform. I don't need to persuade. I'm not definitely not entertaining. I have not had any entertainers in my coaching practices yet, and I don't speak to, persuade. I never have to. When we really looked at her life, right, we realized sometimes, particularly people with celebrity status, they just speak to be known. And I hasten to say, not just celebrity status, because anybody who's in the virtual space, even like I am, would realize there are times you come live to be known. You're not selling, you're not persuading, you just come to hang out, know people, and be known. And so I had this eureka moment in the space where I was supposed to be giving or helping or facilitating eureka moments for my clients. I had this eureka moment as a speaker, training somebody to be in the public eye to realize sometimes you just speak to be known. And I was like, hey, I'm going to add that into this is my addition to the body of work of public speaking, that there is a fifth reason that we traditionally speak. And it makes sense with the rise of, social media, influencers, and that kind of thing. It makes sense. It's really relevant to this zeitgeist, this age, that people just speak to be known. So that is the other reason. And it doesn't mean that you're being arrogant. It doesn't mean that you think you're all that. No, think about it. If you know what the mission is, then you know how to accomplish it. If I know I'm here to just be known, I'm a little more like accepting of people's questions. So even one of the things that I do in the aftercare, I call it, for Speak with Confidence, is that once you complete the 6-week program, speaking is a muscle. I always say that confidence is a muscle, speaking is a muscle. You have to keep on doing it. And so, one of the things that we do is, once a month, the graduates get together to speak or to like witness or be present at a presentation from somebody. I bring in speakers. So, I've brought in a couple of my high profile clients as well. And so, they get the ability to and the opportunity to speak to them, ask questions, and so on. And so we had one of these high profile clients of mine come into the speaking school with the graduates. And because she was ready for to be known, she was a lot more like just obliging of all the questions that she got from the audience. So you see how speaking is not just getting on stage. This thing is up here, like most of life. Let's face it. This thing is up here. This is know why you're speaking, know who you are, be comfortable with that, and then you can just have a conversation. Let me see what Greg says here. Greg says, okay, that was to my question about whether when he goes these places in his head, whether there's an audience there. Yes, he speaks to the voices too. Yeah, and Greg is a great speaker, like very, very, very authentic speaker. So that is great. Yeah, I can see you doing that. But it's really a great thing. I have two other things to talk about. Let me put that down before I forget. I want to talk about imposter syndrome, and something happened just recently that has really made me even more appreciative of the ability to communicate. So, this next point is for the immigrants in particular, and us showing up, letting our voices be known. Sometimes you have to advocate not only for yourself, okay, maybe in the workplace, and I know I teach a lot of that, but I found myself having to advocate for my sons the other day. And thank God for the ability. I'm a pretty, I think, established speaker at this point. I know what's what, know how to be in certain circles. And I was in a room, just with some other parents, and we were speaking to the officials. And I had no problem expressing my point of view and doing it in a way that didn't get people's backs up, but got the result that we wanted. Also, in the room, I could clearly see there were some other immigrants there as well, who were not as articulate, who were not as forthcoming with the communication. And I thanked God that I was there as one of the advocates for our kids. but it made me think about the importance of getting communication right, of taking some time. Well, my program is only 6 weeks, so it's not like the whole of your life. It's 6 weeks and you continue to learn. It's the gift that keeps on giving. So I should actually put this in the chat, like to put where people can go find out more, because we're almost full for the in-person cohort in Edmonton. It's not quite full as yet. We still have some room. But if you are in Edmonton and you're listening to this and you're wanting to join the next cohort of Speak with Confidence, I really recommend that you do. It's going to be in from February to March. We meet for 6 weeks, 1 day a week, 2 hours each, with a lot of support and work in between sessions. So don't think you're coming to coast. Like I don't do, I don't do light. No, I know. I don't do light. You come to work, you pay your money, you make an investment, you're going to get your investment and more. You're going to learn this because once you learn how to speak comfortably and confidently before people, you have so much more access. Doors open, your influence increases, your visibility and the things that you matter, you care about. These these issues are also highlighted because now you are a voice that works. So you've got to be the person who takes your communication very seriously. So here's a link for if you are in Canada, you can go see it. And let me see, www.lisamdublin.com/SWC. So what we're working on now is filling up our international virtual cohort. As I said, it's going into its 10th cohort in February as well. We're going to be running them at the same time. Well, not the same cohorts. So one will be in person totally, and then another day within that same week, I and my other instructors, we will be doing the virtual one as well. It's a lovely time to start that year because I always say Speak with Confidence doesn't just teach you how to speak with confidence. We teach confidence first, and then we teach you how to speak with confidence, because this thing, it just spills over. So the program is improving as we go along. Let me just tell you a little bit about it. I should probably speak about the okay, let's do that first, and then if not, I'll do imposter syndrome some other time. But here's the thing, you guys, right? I One of the things I learned about business was build your community and then respond to their needs, as opposed to go solve a problem and then build a community. If you build it, they will come, kind of thing. It doesn't quite work that way. So this is the mindset that I've had with Speak with Confidence all this time. I've been doing this since 2021, and the program has grown and expanded to meet the needs of the students. When we first started, there was no coaching attached. So when you do the virtual program, there's 6 weeks of coaching, of in-person one-on-one coaching built in. And that really makes a difference. Number one, it's not in person, so I get to see everybody one-on-one. We only take a small cohort of 10, and within that time you use your 1 hour of coaching for whatever you want. Some people bring issues of confidence at work, life coaching. They bring those things into their coaching sessions, because you want a clear head when you step on stage. Not that you want a perfect life, but you want some kind of peace with your life, enough that you can go out there and either inform, persuade, entertain, motivate, or be known. You want that kind of peace, and the program allows you the space. If you've never been coached before, it's a lovely time and a lovely opportunity to experience what coaching is really about, to get your brain coached. Right? So that's good. So what happened is I added on the coaching because I realized that when the students wanted to speak, a lot of things just seemed to be in the way. And I recently started going to Toastmasters as well, just kind of expanding my reach here in Edmonton. And I realized the same thing. Speakers aren't just speakers, speakers are human beings. And you can see when people have issues with insecurities, or confidence or something's going on by the things they say or don't say, by how they show up. You can actually see that. Maybe it's because I'm a trained speaker and a coach, but you can see that. And so that's what my program aims for the students who come in, especially virtually. You have that coaching. So we expanded the program according to that need. The second thing that happened is this: responding to the needs, as I said, we realized that this confidence muscle, when the students graduated, they continued to grow. Their minds had expanded some which what way in those 6 weeks that they now felt capable of doing more. And you guys, this is not a ploy. People, about 50% of the people who come in to speak with confidence go on to do bigger things afterwards because they now feel capable. They now feel like they have the capacity, and like they're braver. They don't know if they're gonna win, but confidence is, I'm gonna try. And it's okay. And the bravery is in trying where they would not even have tried before. So we expanded again in terms of giving features to the program to accommodate this new confidence. A lot of them went out to get new jobs, and guess what that entailed? It entailed preparing for interviews. So we added that on because we are expecting you to go out and do new things. So we've already catered for it. And so if you join the program and you graduate, okay, then you have that credit. You have a 1 hour interview prep credit that's there for you for at least a year after you graduate. If you ever want to move jobs or move, it happens. It just happened. And so the latest thing that we've added on, and it's going to be from the 10th cohort, and the 10th cohort virtually, and the second cohort right here in Edmonton. I now realize that these new graduates of Speak with Confidence need to build their professional profiles. And a lot of them are not equipped to do so. So we have added on, and we are partnering with like headshot photographers in key countries. So it would be in the Caribbean. We have here in Edmonton as well, wherever we have like the pockets of Speak with Confidence people. So you will be able to go find get a headshot complimentary from us that you can now update your profiles, because we were having trouble people sending in photos of them in straps, and no, you're a Speak with Confidence graduate, you look the part. Thank you very much. We're building a movement here. But it's just in response to the students. It's just in response to what people need as you grow confidence. And I think that is testament to the program actually working and helping people to become more confident individuals as speakers, yes, but in their entire lives. So that's what it is, you guys. It's a conversation. So the last thing is this. I might actually go here, maybe 2 minutes over. Here's the thing about imposter syndrome. You know, how is it you and I, those of you who are very authentic, people like Greg here, how is it you and I can just feel confident and okay with not being so stuffy and not trying to put on a performance? It's because we don't have too much imposter syndrome. Everybody has a little bit, I believe. But the more imposter syndrome you have is the more you're going to shrink because you don't think that you're good enough. Does that make sense? So how do you get out of imposter syndrome, Lisa? Hear this, you guys, and this works. This is one way to get out of imposter syndrome. Do you know that there's no one like you? That you might not have all the knowledge in the world. You might not be the 100% expert in the field that you say you are. You might not be the best version of what you're putting forward, but do you know you have unique things put together that no one else can do like you? That is why you should show up as yourself. It is the belief that the things that I do have, the coordinates at which I find myself, they are enough to make a difference. I might not be the best public speaking coach or the best life coach. But the way that I'm put together, immigrant, speaker, believer, what else? Writer, uh, the business background, the media background, those coordinates put together make for a unique makeup that nobody else has. So if I know I have something that is unique that nobody else has, which is the meaning of unique, right? That's what I'm going forward with. I'm not going forward thinking I'm the best. I'm going forward saying, I am a gift to humanity. I'm a gift with myself, with how I'm put together, and that is enough. Can you take that thought for yourself? Can you look at the ways in which your experiences, your personality, your background, those things create somebody so unique that they're interesting, valuable. They have something to say. That is one way to get over imposter syndrome. It is the mix of things together. Now, of course, if you don't have two thoughts in your head about the topic you say you're supposed to have, that's not imposter. That yeah, you should have imposter syndrome. So we're not talking about the person who's ill-informed, who doesn't even have is not up to scratch with the knowledge. We're not talking about that. But why is it I've found that a lot of my very accomplished clients have imposter syndrome. They've had all the training, all the degrees, all of the experience, and yet still standing with their peers, they feel like less. It tells you that perhaps a lot of this is how we are framing it. What does it mean to be at the top of your game? What does it mean to be excellent? Does it mean that you are the best and like you have all the knowledge in the world? Then nobody should be saying they're an expert if that is the definition of it. Nobody, everybody should have imposter syndrome then. We need to reframe what it means to be ourselves and how that is enough. Okay, you guys, that's it for me today. My podcast comes out again today as well. I had to have it ready this morning, but yeah, I got caught up. So I'm going to I'll send it out. It's ready. I just have to put on the little poster and whatever and put it in the queue. So have a great day. And if you know anybody who wants to join Speak with Confidence, let them check out the website or get in touch with me here or on any of the platforms. And don't forget, please just have conversations with people, not because you're going to be casual and inappropriate, but because you're going to approach the conversation as you, as a human being, speaking to somebody else who's just as human as you are. Thank you. And I'll see you next week on this platform. I'm Lisa Dublin. Bye. Have a great day.